How you going, guys? I want to talk to everybody. I'm just up at Halfway Creek. Now, to all of yous, I want to admit something. I want to confess something to you all. Something I've been kind of keeping a secret on YouTube here. Not proud of it, but I feel like it needs to be said. Now, you know, when I do my videos, I try to be respectful. I try to be to the point. I talk with passion. Well, that's not really who I am. I've been putting on a front. I think to myself, look, on YouTube, I want to try and build something. I want to build a community. I want to be respectful. I want to be this person that can really stand up for the industry. So I try to give you what you want. You know, I want to build a life with social media and trying to build something, trying to look after the missus, you know, trying to help as much as I can, trying to get us somewhere in life. You know, one of the biggest things that Danny struggles with, that what she went through and that she hasn't made something of a life. I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to build a brand, and I'm trying to be this positive, happy person, you know, to boost up the industry. But as I be respectful and I be proper and I try to do the right thing, I'm a fake. I'm not being a real person. I'm not being who I truly am. And I've got to snap out of it. Because anyone that sees me out in public, they're like, Aaron, you got to be yourself. You can't be this prim and proper bloke. It's got to, the industry's got to go up. We've got to look after one another, which we do got to look after one another. We have to. That's what we do out here. But I got to be myself, man. And the first thing I'm going to rant about is these damn names of these towns. Some of these names of these towns they're atrocious. All right, Mr. Senator, what are we going to name this town? Just grab 30 different letters and chuck them all into one word. It doesn't make sense. We write them out in our logbook, the name of these towns, and we're like freaking out because we're like, we have to get the word right, because if we don't get that word right, one letter missing, $700, 9 points. And I don't get why we have to call them those. It doesn't make sense. Call it a normal name. But I come into Halfway Creek here, the Shell. A lot of you truckies will know this. Go through the Bowsers. Want to go to the toilet quickly. So I might just pop in, just through the Bowser, pull over to the left there where the dumpsters are. All right, let's go. Next minute, bang, bang, bouncing. Shit's going through the bloody truck. Everything's going flying. They've got these massive potholes. How hard is it to get one of your little service station attendants, grab some blue metal and fill those holes in? And don't get me started on Maroolin. I've seen you do roadworks there near the way bridges. Those entrances are horrendous. You're bouncing all over the place. You're like the missus calls me, Aaron, make sure you keep your truck clean and tidy and in order. Righto, babe, will do. Next minute, straight through Maroolin, bouncing all over the joint. Bags there. Me apple core that I thought I threw out the window hours ago just come flying up at me head. And I'm wondering where the hell that come from. Then you find bloody half your fridge is open, all your crap's coming out. You got a milk carton flying across your cab. Then you go to all these different roads out there. Thunderbolt's Way. Oh, the road's horrendous out there too. You're bouncing and jumping. You're flying all around the place. You're looking like a Matthew on a Friday night after payday. But you know what? Honestly though, I've got to start being myself. I just got to let loose, you know? I've got to let loose and have a whinge and just talk about the industry and have a laugh, have some fun. Life's too short to be serious all the time. But you know what? I love trucking. I really do. Some of the places I go, I always think to myself, how do I make the best content for all you drivers and people that are following me? I think too hard about it, but I think what I got to start doing is I just got to, you know what, just be me. Get out of the truck, look around, explore places, put a bit of comedy into it, and just be myself. Because it gets tiring trying to be prim and proper. It's like I was trying out to be a bloody politician or something. I don't want to be no politician. And you got these loud bastards driving around. I don't mind those SRV trucks, they're pretty nice. Life's great out here. Loving life, hitting milestones, completing goals. I get the real sense of you, Ryan, around here. Ugh. But how good is trucking? One thing I'll say to you, if you're trucking through the Gold Coast, you've got 6 lanes each side, the thing's chock-a-block full of cars and everything, you barely move. Don't get me started on Melbourne. But how good's trucking? Trucking Australia, dodging roos, loving life. Almost hit a wombat the other day, and those things, it's like hitting a brick. I got raced by an emu once too. This is when I first started trucking. I haven't seen a dingo yet. I mentioned that to someone once before, and they said, oh, look up on Google man dingo. I don't want to see a man dingo, I want to see a dingo. What is it, like half man, half dingo? But how good's trucking? You know what's funny? I remember when I first started, I wanted to drive a 90. I didn't even know what a 90 was. Where did I drive? My first truck was a Sterling. And I thought, when I hopped in that for the first time, whoa, I'm big, this is so cool. This is awesome. I'm king of the road, man. I was single back then, I'm thinking I'll be getting the ladies. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm top notch. Then we ended up getting a brand new truck, a Mack Granite. I thought, whoa, technology, prestige. Now I'm king of the road. Ha ha ha. Then I ended up getting a Mack Anthem. Hopped in the Anthem. I thought, wow, look at the bonnet. It's like squared and futuristic and it looks awesome. Wow. I thought that was great. Then they said, Aaron, got your new Mercedes. I'm like, Mercedes? Then I ended up getting in the Mercedes and I thought, and I actually remember I asked the boss, I said, hey, any chance I can get an Iveco instead of Mercedes? And he's like, yeah, I thought you'd be excited about getting a new Mercedes. And I thought, I am, but because I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way it looked. I liked the way the Iveco looked. We hung up for the boss and I rang the boss back and I said to him, hey, look, I want to apologise. I didn't want to sound ungrateful. Yeah, I'll get the Mercedes. Yeah, I said, thank you, I appreciate it. I really do. I really appreciate it. And I hopped in it and I thought, this is roomy. This is comfortable. This is nice. I hit the M7. I'm flying up the M7, king of the world. Then the radio's on and, yeah, copy pineapples. I'm like, yeah, mate, yeah. Where's your turban? I thought, what? No, it wasn't me that said that. That was someone else. Everyone remember those videos that I done? The Indian videos? I will never do them again. I feel bad for it though, but I'll tell you a story about that video, right? My first video that went viral, and I'll tell you what happened. All right, just tidying up my bed and all that. I'll tell you the story about my first video that went viral and how I got on social media. Right, so basically, I was driving to the airport to deliver cars to a rental place, and there was a truck there. It looked like a Linfox truck. All the Linfox had been taken off and all the stickers, so it was a truck that must have been sold at auctions or something. Anyway, there was a guy going into the airport tunnel, the M5 tunnel there, and their lights were going off. I called him up on the radio and I said, hey, listen, mate, don't go in the tunnel. You're over height. The lights are going off. Don't go in. He didn't have his radio on. I'm like, mate, don't go in. Whatever. I tried. I delivered the cars to the airport, rental place. I came back out. I turned the radio on and all I heard was overheight truck stuck in tunnel. It was kind of funny at the time because I was only young back then. This was about 7 years ago. So I thought I'd do a comedy video. But I done that, it went viral. We got millions of views, shared all over socials. And I thought, oh, people like my comedic view of how I'm trucking and stuff. So I continued just doing stuff on the road like that. One thing I will say, right, Indians came up to me all the time about that video. Not one Indian was aggressive. Not one said, oh, you're racist, this and that. They always came up respectful. And they always said, yeah, it was a funny video, but let me educate you about the turban and what it actually represented. I learned all about it. And then I felt bad because I didn't want to mock the turban when it meant so much to them. So I do have a heart. I'm an idiot, but I have a heart. And then that went all viral and I just kind of done stuff on there and I dipped off a bit on social media and that. Life got tough, life got hard. I met the missus, the love of my life. I don't know how I ended up pulling her. And then a lot of stuff went on, in life and just hardships and, stress, and it was hard. It's hard trying to raise a family. So that's why I'm doing videos now. I'm trying to rebuild my brand back up and do apparel and merchandise and this, and also put money back into the industry while also having a comedic twist on life out here. But I want to have fun. I want to build a life for me and my family. And I want to do it while having a laugh and meeting people and making the most of it out here, because it's not easy being out here on the highway. As you truckies would know, it's not easy. But you do get those guys go, what do you call yourself trucker for? It's trucking in Australia. Have you ever heard of Outback Truckers? Why don't you send an email and tell them to change their name? You're an idiot. Anyway, back to normal. I just wanted to build a bit of a life out here and do the best I can, and I was doing it mainly through COVID. So it was boring out there, not much going on at all. Life was tough, but that's where I am now. So for now on, my videos are going to be educational. They're going to be comedic. They're going to be me. They're going to be real. I'm not going to try and be this prim and proper person who's respectful. I mean, I'll be respectful, of course, but I'm not going to be this person that I'm not. I'm going to be me. If you like it, thank you. If you don't, please keep watching because I need your views. But get to know me. Pull me up at truck stops. And it was funny. I pulled up at Chindra BP last night, and you know who you are, comment down below. And I was talking to him. He's talking about his missus. Oh, she loves anything with wheels on wheels and this and that. And then I was walking into the servo, come back out, and he goes, you look familiar. I said, you a fan of pineapples? And he goes, only the ones that I deliver. And I said, ever heard of the typical trucker? And he goes, oh, famous. You're famous. And I said, famous people have money, mate. I don't have money. But it was good. I like meeting people. I like having a laugh, having a chat, having banter. If you see me out there, come out, say hello, have a chat, jump on camera with me. Let's do a video. Let's just talk about anything, whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about a big turd you stepped in the other day and you sat there for hours with a stick trying to get it out of the grooves. Whatever, man. Truckies, let's just talk and build a life out of you. Let's have fun. You know, let's show the world. Australian trucking is the best trucking in the world. But we need to raise the truckie culture here. We need to get bigger culture, better culture. But let's have fun. In fact, I'm going to go out now and dance. No, I'm not. I'll get bashed for that. Anyway, see you in the next video. And they're going to be real.